Thomas the Apostle, sometimes informally called Doubting Thomas, was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. He is best known from the account in the Gospel of John, where he questioned Jesus' resurrection after the rest of the disciples told him. Typically, we don't think of Thomas as one of the great apostles specifically for that reason, his doubt. We tear him down. We don't speak of him. I personally had never heard the story of Thomas before this year. But if I told you that we should be praising Thomas's doubting and not tearing him down, what would you say? Skepticism is generally any questioning attitude towards knowledge, facts, opinions, or beliefs, and that's exactly what Thomas has. In John 20:24-25, it states this: Now Thomas, one of the 12, called the twin, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see in his hands the mark of the nails, and place my finger into the mark of the nails, and place my hand onto his side, I will never believe." Now most people immediately jump to the conclusion of heresy, burn him at the stake, he's not a true believer, he wasn't a true apostle. But skepticism is a good thing to have. To take everything with a grain of salt is common. It's not this parasite that everyone has, that only a couple people have. Excuse me, it's actually quite common. In fact, 20% of Americans believe that we never went to the moon. Kind of crazy. So Thomas uses his brain, his God-given brain. When he's told this, he thinks logically. His gears turn and outputs this logical conclusion of, wait, maybe this isn't real. He was thinking logically, and this is something we should be teaching our kids now. That is the reason why I came to Veritas Press Scholars Academy, was to think, to learn to think logically. That's the whole basis behind classical education. Now, if your pastor came to your door today and knocked on the door, and you let him in, and he came in and just started shouting, "Jesus has returned, he's back," what would immediately cross your mind? Yes, he is back, or holy cow, this guy's insane. That's our logical brain that we've learned to use. We shouldn't be tearing that down. Given, as Christians, we believe that miracles are real, but they aren't common enough, especially in this day and age, to justify having that as a logical conclusion that our brain automatically goes to. So in reality, Thomas was using his brain, using his logical thoughts to formulate a logical conclusion. This is something that we should teach our children, not to accept everything that is presented to them, to take everything with a grain of salt, to go and formulate our own conclusions about the world. Whenever we have a question, to go to the Word, to find out what God says. This is why we should be praising the doubting Thomas, not tearing him down. Thank you.